So here we're just going to recap what you saw as you did that investigation today. So you should have looked through these three functions and you should have a general idea of what they do. So the first one is called the ordinal function. I'm just going to walk through each example here. So you have ordinal and then you add a single character in there. So here we can see ordinal of, and we have a variety of different characters that are inside of it. And if we run this, what you should see are it's spitting back numbers. And if you look back at the ASCII code, what your computer is doing is it's going to the character G, finding its ASCII code, and saving it inside a variable 1. This one is finding the ASCII code of a lowercase 0, saving it in variable 2. This one is finding the ASCII code of a space, saving it in variable 3. ASCII code of capital M, U, K, exclamation point, and saving it in its respective variables. So when we printed those variables to the screen, we were printing the ASCII code characters of the letters that we entered in. Now, one thing that we can also do that I didn't have you look at is you could have a string, say we called it hello. What you could do is you could actually say, for I in string, you could print the ordinal of that to the screen. Now, it's not going to work as is. In order to do that, we're going to have to count through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 characters, which means they go for I in, we'll go range up to 5. And then what we'll do here is instead of printing just the word ord, we'll do ordinal, and then we'll use our parentheses. And inside of it, we can actually put string 1, and then we can use our indexing and do I. So what this will do is it will take string 1, go to this index value. That will produce a character. It will put the character inside of the ordinal function. That will spit back an ASCII code value, and then we'll print it to the screen. So if we do that, there we see it. So those are hello, H-E-L-L-O. So you can use the ordinal function for a variety of things, but if you need to access the ASCII code, the ordinal function is how you do that. So that's our first investigation. So now I'm going to move this up and I'm going to comment these last ones out. Okay. So example 2, so there's your notes on the ordinal function. As I said, it takes in a single character, not an entire string, and it outputs the ASCII code to the string. It can also take in a string index like I just showed you up here. Okay. Next, we're going to look at the character function, and this one takes in a number. So you can see that here, character 71, 111, 32, 77, etc. What we're doing here is we are using the character function on those numbers and saving the values inside of these variables, and we're adding them all together and printing them to the screen. So if I do that, what I see is it prints a message. So what's really happening here is the character function takes in a number. That number represents the ASCII code number of a character. And then what the character function does is it goes to this number in the ASCII code, figures out what the character is, and it saves the character. In this case, the character at ASCII code 111 is saved in variable 2. Character at ASCII code 32 is saved in variable 3. So this spelled G-O space M-U-K exclamation point with the G and the M capitalized. So that's what these are finding. They're going in and they're finding what character is found at this ASCII code. Okay, and we've got one more to look at. So the last one we looked at was the len, and this one takes in an entire string. So you can see here we have variable 1, variable 2, and variable 3. And they each save a string of text in there. And then what we did was we used this len function on variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, and on the string hello just to see what happens. And then we printed 5, 6, 7, and 8 to the screen. So if we run this, what we will see is it prints out 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. And at first, this might be a little bit difficult to interpret, but if you look carefully, 3, that one's small. Y-O exclamation point. That's 3 characters long. 12, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 characters long. Green Bay Packers is 17 characters long. Hello is 6 characters long. So what this length function does is it actually finds the length of a string and returns the number of characters in that string. So, for example, here when we said find the length of variable 1, it found the length here, which is 12, and it saved that value inside of variable 5. Found the length of variable 2, which was 3, saved it inside of variable 6. Found the length of variable 3, which was 17, saved it inside of here as 17. Found the length of the string hello, which was 6, saved it inside of variable 8. So that's what our length function does. So what you're going to work through now is practice a couple of examples that ask you to use these 3 functions in your program. Can you use the ordinal function, the character function, and the length function to help solve different problems?